So you're moving to Tucson, Arizona. You want to know more about the Marana area and specifically the Gladden Farms community. I'm here to tell you exactly what makes Gladden Farms unique, interesting, and different from the other master plan communities in Southern Arizona and in Arizona in general. I will be covering it all in this video. It's Ali Garced. I'm a real estate agent here in Tucson, Arizona. And if this is your first time on this channel, I highly suggest that you subscribe if you're interested in learning more about relocating to Tucson, purchasing properties here in Tucson, selling your property, as real estate is my life, and that's all of the content that I put out. So if that interests you, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll continue to see you in other videos. I love doing this because I realized I was making these videos for my clients, specifically one-on-one, and then I realized so many other people could benefit from these videos because other people are also thinking of relocating to Tucson. So I make these videos for you to help you decide whether or not living in Tucson, moving to Tucson is the right decision for you. And if it is, then I'm here to help you buy a house in Tucson. I have an entire team. We're ready to go. We get these calls every single day and text messages every single day, or I'll wake up to people that have already booked an appointment with me. They're like ready to go. They've already answered all those questions. They know they want to buy. They just want to know where and need a little bit more hand holding. And that's exactly what I'm here for. I love doing it. So if you already know that you're moving to Tucson, I would love if you either gave me a text or directly just booked a call with me. The link is below. With that said, let's start with the seventh thing that you must know about living in Gladden Farms. Gladden Farms is actually a master plan community. It's one of the top 10 master plan communities in all of Arizona. It's all new construction. The new construction was being built in the beginning of 2021. It's going to be continuing all the way through 2025. There are going to be a total of 3,800 homes. Again, it's one of the biggest in the entire state. Even though I'm not a parent, I know of other parents here in this neighborhood that feel very comfortable having their kids just ride their bikes around, walk to the playground, walk to the softball field, go to the splash pad. Maybe it's just the parents that I've been talking to, but I feel like that's pretty common amongst the parents that I've been talking to. They feel very relaxed, in their words, in this neighborhood. Number 6 is the HOA is not a bad price. However, the taxes are higher than if you were to purchase a property that is already built. Because speaking very broadly, if you're to purchase an already constructed home in Tucson, not a new build, your property taxes are likely going to be around 0.6% of the purchase price. But for new builds, they're 1.1%. So keep that in mind. A lot of the prices in this neighborhood, they start at the mid to low 300s. They go all the way up to the high 500s. So say you're purchasing a property, it's $400,000. Your taxes are going to be around $4,400 for the year. Now, you might think that's a lot. You might think that's not a lot. Depends on where you come from, but that's a fact. Overall, in general, new construction in all of Southern Arizona is around 1.1%, and already constructed homes are around 0.6%. So if you're moving from Texas, expect less property taxes here than in Texas. Number 5, there are 28 different parks, both for people and for dogs, in the Gladden Farms community, as well as 830 acres of green space. And I'm talking real grass, which is so hard to find in Tucson. You will realize that you miss seeing the color green until you see it. And you're like, oh my gosh, wait, that's like real grass. There are over 20 playgrounds. There's a splash pad, like I mentioned before. There's softball fields, there's soccer fields. There's a big like garden that they call it a specific name. The farm, they call it the farm. There are a lot of picnic and like gazebo type areas where you can take a break from the sun, which is very needed in the summer, and a lot of barbecue areas, a lot of walking trails, miles of walking trails. And people walk, like people actually are active in the neighborhood, and I love it. And people are walking in the morning or in the afternoons, and they always say hello, they always wave. I'm from New York, we don't wave, kind of just push and shove, but I love it. And of course, I can't miss this opportunity. I'm actually not the person that says, hey, I'm walking here. I'm nicer than that. But kind of going back to the crime, I am not steering in any way in this video or any of my videos. Whatever I say is just public information. I either take it from niche.com, spotcrime.com. You can just look it up. I'm just telling you what the websites say. But overall, the parents seem to be in agreement with the spot crime. They feel like the crime is a little bit lower here. Again, check that on spotcrime.com. I'm not steering. But there's overall just like a relaxed vibe in this neighborhood, which I really like. And a lot of people might think that because there are kids in the area that it's loud or people are like crying or, whatever, it's pretty quiet, which I love even more. Now, point number 4 is the school system. I know that's very important to probably all parents and anybody that's looking to sell or rent their property later on. So Marana Unified School District is overall rated a B on niche.com. There are 12 elementary schools in Marana, as well as 2 middle schools and 3 high schools. And a fun fact is Marana Unified was actually named number 28 in best school districts for athletes. So it's pretty interesting in the state of Arizona. The closest elementary school, if you have elementary age kids, is Gladden Farms Elementary. You most likely could probably walk there, depending on where in the neighborhood you live. Again, 3,800 homes. And even if you didn't want to walk there or couldn't walk there, there are bus stops pretty much all over the neighborhood to pick the kids up. Point number 3 is, again, mentioning this is new construction homes, but the unique part is that it's affordable. Now, of course, affordable to someone is probably looking different than another, but compared to other new construction areas, Gladden Farms is very affordable. Of course, again, so many variations, depends on which type of home you get, which model, how many bedrooms, when was it built, when are you buying. But overall, Gladden Farms is selling homes at this time for around the mid 300s, all the way through the 400s, up to mid 500s. And high $500,000. So there is a big range. If you didn't want to get all the luxury finishes and you didn't want to get, the RV garage and whatever, then you can at least have a brand new home for high 300,000 and it's beautiful. And then your taxes would only be around $3,300 for the year. However, because this is new construction, I have to say, do not go into a new construction home or do not take a tour without your agent there. As soon as you walk into a home, or even just go on your own and scan the QR code and put your information in, if you do not label me as your realtor or whoever it is as your real estate agent, you are then going to be viewing homes and being viewed as an unrepresented client. And at that point, it's pretty near impossible to say, no, I actually was represented. This is my agent. And at that point, you're kind of stuck working with an agent who is actually the seller. They're representing the seller. They're representing the builder. So I want to make sure that I'm negotiating as much as I can for you, because a lot of clients don't realize how much new builds give out for incentives. And they're telling the other agents this because the agents are negotiating, right? They're giving a lot of incentives, and I want to make sure that you get every single one of them. So please call me, text me, all the things. Find me on Instagram, Allie the Agent. I'm here for you. I work for you. And again, I get these reach outs every single day. People are texting me and I love it. So text me, let's jump on a call and let's get you rocking and rolling into a property in Tucson or Gladden Farms. The number 2 most important thing that you must know about living in Gladden Farms is the emergency services. The nearest hospital is 11 minutes away, and that's the Northwest Medical Center. I've made videos on this before. The wait in Northwest Medical isn't as long as in other hospitals, but overall in Tucson, you're going to be waiting quite some time if you need to go to the emergency room. That's everywhere. But on the flip side, and a good note, is that we are 3 minutes away from the nearest fire department. 3 minutes. They're right around the corner. They could probably just stand on the roof and just point the hose out and then just spray all the houses if we were ever on fire. And the number 1 most important thing that you must know about living in Gladden Farms is actually in my next video, where I go into it in depth. You'll know exactly what I rate living in Gladden Farms on a scale of 1 to 10. You'll know exactly the costs of what it's like to live here in this neighborhood, and you'll get a tour. So I'll see you in the next video.